And welcome back to another episode of Underdog Podcast. So, I just gotta say this real quick. That I'm fucking loving that new Blackpink album. Like, I'm like a 16-year-old girl or something. Like, I don't know what it is. I guess a 16-year-old Asian girl, which is funny in itself too. But I like it, man. I like it. I like them. I don't know. I got onto them around like 2020. Yeah, I think when COVID started happening, shit. I guess everybody in the world was on the internet too fucking much. I came across it. That shit's good, bro. Lisa's my favorite. That's funny in itself. La Lisa is my favorite. I don't know. I like her attitude. Right? I don't know. Something about her. Although, makes you wonder, is that the real person or the image that YG Entertainment puts up? But that's a whole nother conversation. Actually, you know what? It goes right into today's episode. So, NPCs. For those of us that play video games, we know that NPC means non-playable character. A non-playable character in an RPG role-playing game is a character that has like the quest or the side stories, the missions, something like that. So if you ever play Grand Theft Auto, it's pretty much everyone else in the fucking game. Well, not everyone else in the game. The key players or key characters, whatever that you interact with in the game. I shouldn't say players. So those NPCs in a game, in a computer program, right? That's what a video game is, a computer program. So those PCs or those NPCs in that game, they follow a script. They follow a program, right? They're following the code. They don't really have no free choice. They don't have no real choice at all. It's pre-written for them. It's programmed into them. They have no actual identity. They're just there to move along the main character's story. That's it. So you take that concept, you apply that concept into our so-called physical reality, into this physical third dimension, into this third density. So, and you take the concept of us being in a simulation, right? Us in a matrix. You look around, you start to see a lot of fucking people, and you start to question, you know what? How the fuck I know if some of y'all real or not? Right? That's what I'm going to call it. Like, I don't think all y'all real. And you might think I'm crazy that I'm saying that, but when you stop and think about it for a second, you have interacted with somebody and you thought about them like, damn, the fuck is wrong with this person? Like, what is going on with them? Shit, you might think that about me. And I don't blame you. In fact, I'm proud of you for that. Now you're fucking thinking. You're questioning reality. Because some people just go along doing the same shit every fucking day. No change in anything, with no sense of purpose, no sense of life, no sense of fulfillment, no sense of connectedness with anything around them. Following the script, following the program. Like a fucking NPC, right? Because you got to make that connection. Damn, I got to stop hitting the fucking desk because I'm watching the camera, aka my phone. I'm watching that bitch shake. And I'm like, what? I guess now it's like a fourth dimension, or what is it, like one of those 4D roller coaster rides and shit? Like you're feeling it as I'm intense. I'm shaking the camera. Nah, but anyways, you really have to ask yourself. And I say that because it's 2022. This time 2 years ago, all you motherfuckers was running around wondering if you're going to get sick if you go outside and breathe the fucking air. Right? Let's not all forget that shit didn't happen, bro. Let's not all forget that a lot of you motherfuckers, including myself at moments in time, was like, hey, should I go anywhere? But I wasn't like the rest of you motherfuckers because I'm paranoid. So I don't trust people. So if somebody tells me I can't go outside, sounds kind of sketchy to me. That's just me. I don't know about you, but I question things. So an NPC is someone that's going along with a program. They don't question anything. They don't question anything. For those that watch anime, or I guess read the manga too, you look at Sword Art Online, which is anime manga about a player being indulged into a virtual reality that was so immersive that you couldn't tell. Well, certain iterations of the VR game became so immersible. Is that a word? You get so sucked into it. Goddamn, motherfuckers try to use a good vocabulary and shit, make themselves sound like they're educated, and then they be like, they fuck it all up. But you get caught up into that shit, and you question. You can't tell what's real and what's fake. So you start to question reality. And then you start to question what determines if a person is real or fake, if they're an NPC or actual conscious being, right? Because I'm not talking about the human being or the physical body. I'm talking about your consciousness. That's what this is about. A concept that seems lost at times, but it's always been here. Right? When you call God or you speak of God or religion or something like that, it's consciousness. The thing that gives us life and the same thing that gives my fucking cat life, consciousness, right? That energy that has always been existing, you can't destroy or create, that is just there. It's just an infinite amount. And infinity is a fucking number that we can't even wrap our head around. So if that's not crazy, why the fuck would people walk around not be real people? That concept be crazy. Like I said, go back to how 2020 was and it happened. Everybody freaked out. Oh, people were getting sick and dying. Oh my God, people got sick, or people still get sick and die all the fucking time. What's the difference? Is it your awareness of it? But y'all have seen a lot of people just not question any fucking thing. Anything. So this NPC term has been thrown around probably the past few years, more or less because as we see different propaganda messages and images being pushed to us in American society, which is nothing new to anyone else around the world, shouldn't be new to Americans anyways, because this has always been a thing since, I guess, television, movies been around. But if you look up the reason why movies were created, particularly in America, in the American government, military, propaganda. So we have all these fucking like NPC people walking around. And what it comes down to is, if you are not making your own choices, if you are not doing things of your own will, of your own free mind and thought independently, then you're just being pushed along by someone else or something, or you're just following the narrative, you're just following the programming. Is that really a hard concept to understand? Is that something that we're afraid to talk about? But as I bring up this concept, and this concept has been mentioned and will continue to be mentioned, a lot of people just do things that they just do what they're told. Like if I do something, it's not because someone told me to do it. It's because I fucking chose to do it. And I don't do it because of the consequences. I do it because I understand cause and effect. I do it because, I want to do it. I have my reasons why I'm doing it, but they're my motherfucking reasons and no one else. And if I share it, I share it. If I don't, I don't. So what's the difference between, an NPC and a conscious free will being? Well, exactly that. Free will. Free will. But a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't want that. So thus, NPC will really kind of helps illustrate a mindset that people have. Would you just follow along? Or will you be your own fucking free person with your own thoughts? And I'm telling you, a lot of you motherfuckers out here are NPCs, man. NPCs. Like, I don't think nothing goes on in a lot of y'all fucking heads. Like, how does that sound? Like, I sound so fucked up coming at people like that. Like, I don't think something's going on. But you know what? At some point in my journey, in my time in this human experience, in this iteration, I have felt that way about myself. Like, hey, what the fuck? I need to make my own choices. I need to figure shit out. Actually, I know what the age was when I did it. It's when I was young. It was about when I was 6, 7. Yeah. And I know why. I know exactly what made me evolve. Now, was it the past that affected me? Or was it the effect that made an outcome of my present and affected my future? Or was it just that event? And then it makes me wonder, are all of us possibly NPCs as we come into this reality? Now, bear with me, it might sound weird or crazy to some of y'all, but that's the fucking problem right there. Just because it sounds weird and crazy doesn't mean you probably shouldn't listen to that shit. You never fucking know. Like, I don't dismiss anyone's ideas or beliefs or any fucking thing. That's why those that are close to me, they enjoy talking to me, because you could tell me the most random, wild ass shit, and I'd be like, damn. Well, that's cool. I never thought of that way. Or I just want to see something for a different manner. So, but how many people actually have those conversations? Are we afraid to have those conversations? But being a fucking NPC, would you even think about that? I mean, like, look around you. Like, pay attention to just your social circle. Pay attention to your local environment. A lot of people just seem like they just do the same thing over and over. You ever hear people say they feel like they're a slave to the system? Well, is an NPC not a slave to a system? What's a slave? Right? What's a slave? You can involuntarily submit yourself to slavery. Because it's enslaving your mind. Is a slave not an NPC? Are they not just following along the script? Well, you're saying, oh, well, they're being forced to. Are they? You have to ask yourself these questions. And because I know that I'm not afraid to ask myself these questions and have these thoughts and have these conversations, shit, I know I'm not an NPC. And I was questioning that lately, but I'm like, nah, I'm not an NPC. Yep, this is my character. This is my avatar. This is my fucking video game that I'm playing. This is my life. You can call it wherever you want to call it. Just because we switch the words around doesn't make it any really different. The concept is still the same. You're doing something here. And the fuck, wherever it is, you already know when people will be like, hey, what's your purpose in life? What's your meaning in life? Or what's the meaning of life to you? Then it almost seemed like it was trendy to say, it's whatever you want it to be. But this ain't a fucking Disney movie. It really is whatever you want it to be. You figure that shit out. We're coming up to an election cycle, right? Here in America. And these fucking politicians are NPCs, right? They follow the script, right? Come on, bro. Joe Biden is definitely an NPC. Clone, replacement mannequin, hologram, wherever the fuck you want to say. But he is definitely a fucking NPC. You cannot tell me Joe Biden is not a fucking NPC. Oh my God. They're gonna watch my shit. I'm gonna be on FBI watch list. No, I'm playing. Nobody gives a fuck about me. I'm nobody. I'm a nobody. But nah. You gotta admit though, right? Like we have to admit that Joe Biden is definitely an NPC, bro. This motherfucker is following the script, man. All presidents are. But if I say someone is an NPC, it doesn't mean that they stay that way forever. What we're really talking about is a shift in consciousness. Maybe a shift in vibration, as well as a shift in frequency. Right? Because science, theoretical physics, whatever, tells us that our perception of reality is limited. We only see X amount or whatever on the light spectrum, right? So we don't even see all of that is out there, right? The whole concept of dark matter, shit like that. We don't actually, so even what we see in our so-called senses is a fucking, well, is it a lie? It's a part truth, part lie. So if you're an NPC, does that not mean you cannot become a conscious being? Hell, maybe that's what we're all here for. You see with the Georgia Guidestones, because I thought about this. On the Georgia Guidestone, well, I guess not anymore since it got knocked down, which is whatever, suspicious. But when it was up, I think it said on that to have the population down to 500 million. Oh, wow. You gotta be fucking kidding. My daughter's calling me. And I'm using my phone as a camera. And I'm not editing this shit out at all. It better not be important. I think she's at lunch calling me. You know, this is some 22 American type shit right here. I'm sitting at home recording a podcast on my little fucking Apple computer and shit and whatnot. And fuck this. Why are you asking me? You're already up there. She asked me how much money she has in her lunch account. I don't even fucking know. That's whatever. God damn it. And I just showed all my messages on screen, on camera too. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that shit. Whatever. So, fuck, I think she made me lose my whole train of thought. I can't remember what I was talking about now. Or what point I was trying to bring up. God damn, that made me mad. Yeah, it's not that big a deal. So, go back to what I think I remember I was talking about. Talking about Joe Biden and NPCs. Oh yeah, it's a state of mind. Almost a certain state of consciousness that you're going in and out of. So even if you are a free will thinking person, doesn't mean you can't sleep. See, there we go. I'm connecting something. That doesn't mean you can't go back into a. Fuck, that is what it is. That's exactly what it is. I heard this concept be explained in a different manner. So it's all the same thing. Just because we use words differently, the concept, the notion, the intent, or where we're trying to imply through that is still the same. So think of your consciousness, or the consciousness of the human species, the evolution of the human species. And think about yourself individually as you go through life of being awakened. Because, everyone wants to use the word woke or whatever. So you're saying woke, you're awakened because you've been in a dreamlike state before. But you see everything as a cycle. That means at this point, you're awakened and then you feel awake. And then next thing you know, you go into a cycle, a part of the cycle where you're asleep, then you start to wake up again. Is that not going between sleep and awake? Is that not NPC and free will? Who's to say you can't be balanced? Where as sometimes you just go follow along the script. Because you're like, fuck it. I feel like taking a break. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like thinking for myself. I'll just follow the rules, or I'll follow somebody else's ideology or whatever and just take a break. Because is there anything wrong with that? Are you a free will conscious being if you choose to be an NPC, a slave, a person part of the system, someone trapped in the matrix? What's that dude's name? Fuck. The character's name in the first Matrix where, I can't believe I had to say first Matrix. They've made 4 of these motherfuckers. And I like every single last one of them. But in the first Matrix where he chose to go back into it. Who's to say he didn't choose to come into this human experience and just be like, you know what? Fuck this shit, bro. Just give me the pleasure, right? Give me the whores and coke and drugs and all types of shit. Like, it's like, oh my God. Cause is that fucked up or is that heaven on earth, bro? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta admit, we have a lot of pleasures. And then you just say, hey, I'll just follow the script and I'll take this out and then I don't want to do nothing else. So who's to say you didn't come into this human experience to be just an NPC? Is there anything wrong with that if that is your choice? Because if that's your choice, that's your choice. So now you're a free will being decide to be an NPC. Because you say no one wants to become a slave, but what if people do choose to be a slave in that slave-like mentality? Because I think, that's what I was talking about before. So if you're in slavery, in physical bondage, your body is in physical bondage. But your mind, your conscious being, who you are, that energy that is never going to be destroyed, nor has it ever been created. It has just always been. It just is. Your connectedness to the oneness, the universe around you. What happens if you choose to be a slave? Because you know, in all reality, the truth at its core is you will always be free whenever you decide to be free. Your consciousness cannot be enslaved or entrapped by anything. Is that not empowering? Or is that delusional? Right? Am I even fucking crazy for saying it? But now think about this. I'll go back to 2020 and COVID. Motherfuckers was crazy until time passed and all of a sudden the crazy people didn't seem so fucking crazy anymore. Right? 9/11 was wild when it first happened for those of us that remember it. But now we look back and we're like, you know what? Wow, this shit look fake as fuck. Like, this is real shit. So we are in this moment already questioning our reality. I was talking to you earlier about Blackpink, right? But they're like American Idol type thing where they take girls or take people and stuff and bring them up and they make them practice singing, dance and blah, blah, blah. So they weren't good, but they slowly get better and better because of repetition and things like that. But that's manufactured. That's artificial music. It's not music in the artistic form, and an artistic form of creation coming from experience, coming from emotions, feelings, stuff like that. But it's music created in the sense of artificial manner for entertainment. Are you NPC? Free will being. Or both. But there's a lot of people that are NPCs because they're afraid. And I'm one of those people, or I was one of those people. I think at some point in time in one of our lives and throughout our human existence, our different human experiences, we were those people that were afraid. Because it can be terrifying to know that, oh shit, if you're a free will person and you make your own choices, that means you fucked up in life. Correct? That means no one else is to blame but you. Right? I can talk about this. I can say like, oh, well, this person did this to me and that person did to me. At the end of the day, I still made my own motherfucking choices. It's my fault. Right? I can accept some responsibility, some accountability, because when you become a free will conscious being, you make your own choices. Exactly that. You understand cause and effect. So you know what choice you make. You better pay attention to it, and you better be able to accept whatever outcome, whatever effect happens next. That's the difference between an NPC and a conscious being. But a conscious free will being understands that at point in times and events and their different experiences, they have to choose to be an NPC as well. Because it's all about understanding. It's not about this or that. It's not about duality. One or two choices, right? Black or white, up or down. It's everything in between. There's law of correspondence, as above, so below. Law of rhythm going back and forth. Swinging on like a pendulum. I think I was trying to remember how I heard Matthias De Stefano explain it. I always like to bring him up because I enjoy the show on Gaia Network. But it's something to really contemplate. And this shit's gonna go over motherfuckers' head, bro. No one might ever fucking hear this. No one might ever really watch all this. I might never reach a single fucking person. But if I reach one, that's all that matters. Because I'm not saying nothing that's new. I didn't come up with these concepts. I am just explaining it in modern terms. Or in terms of what we think is modern. Whatever you want to say. Or I'm just another person passing on the message. Law of generation, giving and receiving. I give knowledge, I will receive knowledge. Or I give something now, I will receive something back. Cause and effect. NPCs, NPCs, NPCs everywhere. Some of you motherfuckers are NPCs. I'm not one of them. Y'all fucking figure that shit out. So until next time.